In this video, we're going to learn how to make a little Pop-Tart. Let's get started. So for our materials, we'll start off with the yarn. So I have Bernat blanket in both sand and dusty pink because I'm going to make a strawberry Pop-Tart. I also have some yarn here for the detailing. So this is Bernat Premium. I've got it in red and black for the face. And then I've got my 8mm crochet hook. Because I crochet quite tight, you're welcome to size down your hook if you need to. Got some scissors, a darning needle, and then 12mm safety eyes. So first we're going to start with our icing color. So for me that's the dusty pink because I'm going to do a strawberry Pop-Tart. And we're going to start with chain 8. So we'll leave a little bit of tail at the beginning to weave in. Do our slip knot. And then chain 8. So there's our first row. Our second row, we're going to start in the second chain from the hook, and we're going to single crochet 7. So now we have row 1 and 2. Round 3 starts with a chain 1. Turn your work, and we're going to single crochet 7 all the way back. So that's row 3. Now all the rest of the rows all the way up to row 11 is going to be worked the exact same way as row 3. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and single crochet 7. So that completes 11 total rows to finish off the icing piece. So we can go ahead and cut our yarn, give it a little bit of a tail as well, and we'll fasten off. Now we're going to go ahead and add some detailing. So I've grabbed my 12mm safety eyes here, and we're going to place them between rows 9 and 10. So this is row 11, 10, and 9, so between these two, and we're going to put them 1, 2 stitches in, so right there on both sides, just like that. Now, depending on what kind of flavor Pop-Tart you're doing, you could either do like a zigzaggy line with some icing. I'm gonna do sprinkles. So I've got some red yarn here. And starting from the back, I'm just kind of gonna go ahead here and throw some sprinkles in randomly. Not too many, just a few. Maybe one at the top as well. Well, if I put it there, it might look like an angry eyebrow. Maybe I'll put it in here. You know what? I don't like that. That's going to be kind of a unibrow. So maybe I'll take the sprinkles out from the top altogether. I wasn't going for an angry look. Okay, so that's probably pretty good. It's okay what the back looks like. It's just gonna get sewn together anyways and hidden on the inside. So I'm just gonna cut this a little shorter. And we'll just tie off the ends. Perfect. Now we're going to add the cute little smile. So we'll come in from the back and kind of span it between the two eyes. Just like that. Make sure that still looks okay before I tie it. Okay. Little smile. So with all the detailing done now on the front, we're going to set this panel aside and finish the back piece first and then come right back to this one. So the back panel is worked exactly the same way as the front from rows 1 to 11. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video and meet you back here when it's all done. Okay, so now we've finished row 11 of the back panel, and now all we have to do is stitch them together. So in order to do that, we're going to take our front panel and lay it on top of our back. And all we're going to do is single crochet both panels together all the way around to put them, I guess, to stitch them together. So So let's start here. So into the top of both, pull through and single crochet. And we're going to do that for every single row on the way down. Stuck on something. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just one stitch away or one row away of finishing this side. And to kind of finish that off and make sure that it curves well, we're going to put 2 single crochet into the corner, just like that. Kind of loops us around so that now we can start working on the bottom side. So we'll continue to work our way around. Now also keep in mind, since this bottom panel, or this bottom side here is where we originally did our foundation chain, you could also technically work into this like chain piece of the row, but I like to kind of go deeper into the stitches because I find it secures it better and it's not quite so loose and just hanging off that one little strand off the chain. So now we're at the side here again, so we're going to do 2 single crochet into the side. And all of these little tails that are hanging around in here, we're just going to tuck them into the piece. Just like that. You could weave them in too if you wanted to, but they're not going to come undone. They've already been secured with the slip knot. And then we'll continue up this side. Two into the corner. And then our very last side here, tuck in this little tail that escaped. And you actually don't need to add any stuffing because it kind of needs to lay flat anyway, so any little yarn tails that are in there are fine. If you have really long yarn tails, probably trim them up a little bit so they don't cause a bulge. And I am going to add 2 single crochet into the last one as well. And then to finish it off nicely, I'll show you a little trick. So instead of securing with the slip knot, if you pull this loop all the way out, and you find, so there's a stitch right beside where we finish and one over. So go under both of those loops and then come back to your final stitch under the back loop and kind of just in behind. There. You basically create a false stitch on top of the one that you're hiding, and it looks like a continuous round all the way around. Stretch it out a little bit, you're a little wonky. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just weave in the tails there for the one final tail. And I like to just kind of zigzag back and forth so the yarn tail can't pull from any point. One, two, we'll do one more. And that's it. You've got a little Pop-Tart.